So, yes, you might have seen a bunch of lessons that I've released here on YouTube on slap bass. I've got a course on slap bass over at Talkingbass. I've done lessons on technique, broken down famous slap grooves, etc, etc. But here's the thing, outside of those lessons, I barely do any slap bass in practice or gigs. As a kid in the 90s, I was obsessed with slap and spent a lot of time on it, but these days, it's just not a big part of what I do. So every now and then I'll need to build my chops back up to scratch for a bass lesson on here or in person. And it's nice to have some grooves to work on that do that job fast. My technique is fine, so I don't have to worry about that. It's more a case of building my thumb stamina back up to speed and getting back into that slap mindset. And this is where today's riff comes in super handy. So, I wrote this riff specifically for working on my thumb action in isolation. There are no pops, it's all thumb bounce. It gets the action back up to speed. There are some very common ghost note patterns in there, and most importantly, it helps to build up the stamina. So, let's just work through that riff bar by bar. So, for the first bar, we have this. So, we begin on a good old open E string. We're in good old E minor, and then we have two ghost notes. Okay, so this is going to be 8th note, 2/16, so 1 and open E, then you bring down that hand, so I'm using that good old home position here, so I'm bringing the hand down there so we can then get those ghost notes. So, and we do that twice, so 1 and a 2 and a. Next we have, so all 16th notes here, we've got A to B, hammer on, so that's going to be 5th fret to the 7th fret on the E string, slap that first note, hammer on, so that's 1st finger and 4th finger, then ghost note again, so you just lay that hand down there in home position, and then we've got the D at the 5th fret of the A string. So, first 3 beats. Then we have the final 4 16th notes of that bar with left hand slap again, so then we have the ghost note slapped, so it's left hand, right hand, and then D to E, 5th fret to 7th fret on the A string. Slap that first note, and then hammer on again with the 1st and 4th fingers. So when I say 1st and 4th fingers, index and pinky. So very slowly that bar. Okay, so after that D there, remember to bring down that left hand. Okay, so some of you, when you do that left hand slap, you might even end up with a B there. You know, you might end up hitting that a little bit too hard. Just ease back a little bit as you do that to, you know, to get a ghost note rather than the fretted note. Second bar is the same as the first, but instead of the D to E there at the end of the bar, we just have the D, the 5th fret of the A string, and then the left hand slap again in the left hand. So, I mean, left hand slap in the left hand, obviously. Okay, so those first 2 bars round and round. Third bar is the same as the first. But then for the 4th bar we have, so same as far as the B to the A to the B. Then we got a ghost note. Then A flat leading us down into the G. So 5th fret, 4th fret on the E string. And we've got ghost notes around that, so we've got a ghost note leading into that A flat, so incredibly slow. So those 4 bars. There are 6 bars in total, so now for the 5th bar we have... So we're on the G, 3rd fret of the E string, and again we've got that same rhythm that we had in the previous bars. So we've got the fretted note there, and then the 2 ghost notes. And we play that G 3 times. Ghost note, and then A, and then the G. So it's 3rd fret, and then we have that 5th fret and 3rd fret back with ghost notes between them. So there's always a ghost note leading into the fretted notes, and that's important to know because ghost notes generally lead into fretted notes, okay? So... which leads us now nicely down to the F sharp. And then for that final bar, we're on the F sharp, and we have... and we're back to the start. So we're on the F sharp. So we've got that same rhythm again, so fretted note and 2 ghost notes. And then we've got the little hammer on from the F sharp to the G there, 2nd to 3rd fret. Then ghost note. Then the F sharp again, 2nd fret. And then we come down chromatically, we're on the F natural, again a ghost note leading into it. So 1st fret. So... and we're back where we started. So the whole thing, very slowly. So, once you have that riff under the fingers, work on playing it at a comfortable tempo. Make sure that you have a good consistent time at that tempo and then build up the speed. Play it round, and you'll start to feel some fatigue in the forearm and thumb in this right arm. When that happens and you feel like your timing is starting to suffer, stop. Relax for a minute or 2, then try again. You'll then feel a lot more relaxed in the arm and your stamina is going to improve because of the prior warming up of the muscles. If you fatigue again, stop, rinse and repeat. I guarantee that you'll improve your thumb action and stamina in just a few minutes, and with maybe 5 minutes of practice per day, just playing around that riff, your slap technique will become much more effortless. So in terms of building up the speed, you want to aim for a fairly high tempo, so you might start out slow like this. And then just build up. Etc. When you feel comfortable with the bass line at a fairly good tempo, you can try playing along to the drum track that I've provided over at the Talkingbass website. Just click the link in the info below. It's 120 beats per minute and it sounds like this. So remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, then leave a comment to let me know what other areas of technique that you need to work on. Remember, the track is there at the website along with the sheet music and tab, and then sign up for free to the free Talkingbass membership to gain access to a huge amount of practice resources, from ebook downloads like the scale reference manual to the 25 bass riff challenge, the scale and arpeggio encyclopedia, the forums, the chat rooms, and the bass courses. There are over 120,000 bass players signed up and, all interacting on the site. So get signed up and I'll see you next week.